Okay, alright, let's begin. Hello and welcome to my stream. Today's stream is going to be short, about 1 hour. Just wanted to take the chance to talk about some of the patch notes during this week and last week. Yet I didn't want to like put in the effort to make a proper video, so yeah, so here we are. Okay. Um, Now, just to make one thing clear, I'm not going to talk about like every detail they've done with the patch notes. I'm just going to go with the big ones that I can remember. So one of the significant changes they've done recently is that they've changed the normal left-click attack skills to be automatically ranked. So like for Valkyrie's example, her Valkyrie Slash is now automatically ranked to reach the appropriate level, and this applies for all characters. So for any character that already invested skill points into their left click attack, the skill points have been refunded. It's mostly a pointless update for most characters, maybe except for Musa, Meohas, and Rangers. But even in their case, it's nothing much more than a small skill point refund. Yeah, so there's that, and moving on to livelihood content, automatic fishing has been indirectly nerfed because the way the fishing points for the more expensive fishes have been changed. Now you can actually see schools of fish in the water, and well, since you can't see that from afar, in the air you can see seagulls flying above them, and these will periodically change locations, and you need to fish in these areas to get the more expensive rare fishes. So the end result is that active fishing is pretty much the same, although you'll have to be moving around a lot more. But for automated fishing, it's a huge nerf, since the old fishing points that people use to do their automatic fishing isn't applicable anymore. Another thing they've changed with fishing is that you've got a better chance the more far out you go out into the sea. And okay, let me just check my phone for a bit, see if there's anything I'm missing after I take care of this. Alright, I think that's... Alright, how could I forget? And gear upgrading, so like the gear upgrading you did for Urea, Grunil and stuff like that, the buildings for those have been removed from the game, and now you can that function is now done with your Black Spirit. So now if you summon your Black Spirit, you'll also see a option to upgrade your gear. So the upgraded stones you use to increase your chances. Yeah, and you also require upgrade stones as material for doing the upgrade with your Black Spirit. Okay, oh, and not sure if this is the correct English translation of it, but Imperial trading has been changed so that, well, not Imperial trading, no, sorry, not Imperial trading, but Imperial crafting, so cooking and alchemy. These have been changed so that each player now has a daily limit of how much they can supply, and this limit is decided depending on how much contribution points they have. To compensate for this limit, the prices has been raised a bit. Time for me to check my phone again. Something about harpoon fishing being updated, but I haven't really heard any details about it since it's mostly a abandoned content as far as players are concerned. Okay. Oh, and there's been like several changes to how guild crafting, so like regarding guild trading and elephant trading, guild trading and elephant training goes, but they're all minor details and there's like way too much to talk about on this, so I'm going to skip this. And oh, and one interesting thing that was updated is that the soft cap for contribution points has been raised from 350 to 400. And the reason why this is interesting is because every time before they updated a new region, they raised this soft cap. So it's the same for Media and also Valencia, and even Valencia Part 2. They always increased the soft cap for contribution points sometime before the actual update is announced. Sorry for the sniffing. I've got a mild cold right now, so please bear with me for that. So anyway, considering how Kama Silva was announced to be updated sometime during summer, we can probably guess that this update isn't that far away. Alright, I think that covers most of what happened with May 19th, so let's head over to May 26th. Kunoichis and ninjas had a overall skill damage buff because their skill damage equation has been changed a bit. The patch notes doesn't detail exactly how they changed it, but on the player side, the overall result is that it's a huge damage buff. It's still nowhere enough to make them stand a chance against players with awakened weapons, but at least they'll be able to grind faster. Oh, and the level curve for level 55, like specifically level 55, has been reduced. Now they already reduced the level curve for level 1 to level 56 when Valencia Part 2 was released in Korea. So this is also another reduction of required experience points for level 55 to 56. So the intention here is obviously to make it easier for new players to get their awakened weapons. Which would have been nice if they done before I um, worked on my Melha and Musa and Ranger to level 56, but whatever. At least this means that your players will have better chance at reaching level 56 and their awakened weapons before the game gets stale for them. Oops, shouldn't have used that skill here. Can reach your ninjas, experience points. And there's been a lot of buffs to non-awakened skills for giants and tamers, which no one understands why. But anyway, that happened. I guess this is also in the same lines of making the trip to level 56 easier for giants and tamers. I mean, besides that, the buff to the non-awakened skills for giants and tamers are pretty much meaningless. Okay, and one huge change for Melha and Muta's week is that their dash has been nerfed. The speed is still the same, but now the dash requires a small amount of stamina to use, which means that they can't use it over and over again indefinitely. Now, while I can sympathize with the Busas and Melhas being upset over this change, I also can't help remembering how frustrating it is to fight Musa during Node Wars. Because since Node Wars isn't only about like killing people, it's about attacking objectives or defending objectives. So you'll be attacking bases, or also you'll be defending your base from cannon fire. The problem with Musa and Melhas is that they can just dash in, do some attacks, and if they're not killed in a single combo, then they can just run away and no one can do anything about it. Now, that's not to say that it has become impossible. That's not to say that this won't be happening anymore, because, as I said, they didn't nerf these they didn't sorry, they didn't nerf the speed, but they only nerfed the sustainability of it. But that alone makes a huge difference, since it'll make Musas and Mewas more cautious about how they use their dash. Because watching a Musa or Mewa poke at your defensive buildings or your cannon and then just running away over and over again really isn't fun at all. So yeah, that's something that happened. I think that covers most of the character changes, significant character changes at least. Alright, and new outfits have been added in the outfit crafting section. Female characters now have the Serendia ironclad outfit, which is basically Ornelia's outfit, which you can see my Valkyrie wearing in the thumbnail for this stream. And for male characters, they've got the Sentry outfit, which is basically the outfit you'd see Heidel soldiers, the outfit that Heidel soldiers are wearing. There's been a significant change to disco balls. Now, disco balls will have the drop rate for shards have been increased for the uh, what was it in the English version again? The packages you get from completing the quest, those have been buffed, but the shards that you get from looting the boss corpse have been nerfed, because now you have a chance to loot a shard instead of it being a 100% chance. The overall result is similar but slightly nerfed if you do disco balls in a party, and the reason why they did this is likely because disco balls recently have been becoming a popular method of real money trading. Yeah, because of this, buying summoning scrolls to do disco balls has become less profitable, and doing disco balls by yourself has become somewhat more appealing, since you can save time by doing it alone. But since the overall result doing disco balls as a party is simply a slight nerf, it's still most profitable to do it as a party. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's see. Some changes to the mystery map and compass, but this is for the desert, so yeah, I guess this won't be a point of interest for North America and Europe. Okay. And a lot of monsters in Valencia has been buffed, so like significantly strong monsters. For example, in Gahas here, the giants are the significantly strong monsters. They've been buffed, and several hunting spots in Valencia had their terrain changed. For example, well, this is kind of irrelevant information for North America and Europe, but like Vasim and Desert Fogans and several other hunting grounds in Valencia has been the terrain has been changed so that there's less climbing and it's easier to just run around. So a quality of life change, except for the buff to the significantly strong monsters. But a couple of them have had their experience points increased to compensate. Another thing is that currently Pirate Island, it's in a constant state of the roller coaster of being like buffed and nerfed over and over again. So recently, their experience points have been buffed again. So currently, it's an appealing place when if you're concerned with experience points, but uh, there's no way to tell if this roller coaster is over yet. So it would be perfectly within expectation for it to be nerfed again. I think I'm missing something big here. Let me skim over the patch notes for a bit. Uh, this really isn't that recent, but new rentable gear, NPC gears that are rented from NPCs in exchange for contribution points have been added. These weapons are in par with 13 plus Kazakas or Libertos. They require about, I think it was 40 contribution points, I think. It was around, yeah, it was around 40 or 50. Which is a nice starter weapon for new players. Perfect weapon for new players to work with before they get a 15 plus weapon. I keep thinking there's something big I missed in the system user interface section, but can't find anything that I've missed. Oh, right. Now I remember. And last but definitely not least, a new daily reward has been added, which is a 100% experience point buff for an hour, which you can get daily. Although you can't stack on these, so if you don't use the daily buff before 12 o'clock midnight, then you've lost your chance. They don't stack. So if you want to make the most out of it, you basically have to grind at least 1 hour every day. Now, there is a way to slightly cheat out of this. Like, for example, if you receive the buff on a character and then log out, then the character still has the buff on them while they're logged off. So if you log on in that character the next day, that character will still have a 1 hour buff, and you can also like currently that's what I'm doing right now. I've got 31 minutes left on the buff I received yesterday on my Valkyrie, and today I can receive a new 100% experience point buff. Yeah, so but even with this trick, you can only like use 2 buffs a day max. Along with the constant experience point events, short events they're doing, it really helps with the grinding. Although I'm still far behind the schedule when it comes to that. Because it's always have been a matter of willingness to do rather than the amount of time it takes. So yeah, I think that covers most of the significant chunks of the updates for last week and this week, and we've done that. Let's see if I got anything on chat. Okay, hell, hi Substastic, I'm doing okay, thanks. Yo, hello Kafayat, why not stream on Twitch? Because I'm not really a streamer, this is more of a side activity I do. My main activity is still making videos, which well, to be honest, I hadn't been keeping up on recently, but yeah, I'm going to start working on videos again soon. Hello Jordan, and thanks for the sub. Let me see. Did they get naval battles or not? Nah, not yet. It was only mentioned in as one of the planned updates for this year, but I don't think they even gave a estimated time of arrival for that. No, wait. Oh, right. It was after. Yeah, it's probably going to be late in this year because they said that it's going to be uh, after the ocean update, which is also planned to be after Kama Silva. So yeah, we still got a long way ahead of us. And one thing I've noticed during Node War is that they've been changing stuff with the cannons a lot. So I guess this also means that they're finally going to update the cannon chariot. They've been teasing for a while. So many scrolls and no boss armor yet. Yeah, it's really a matter of luck because I've been playing this game for a long time, but I have never looted a boss gear yet. So not even a single piece, like Kazarka, Veg, Veg gloves, Gia's helmet, nothing. Not a single piece up to this time. Did you hear they wanted to give us Valencia without awakenings? And they said they won't nerf the monsters. Well, the Korean server also received the Valencia update long before they got their awakened weapons, but the more important issue here is that you guys still don't have access to 15 plus gear, even though you guys got Media ages ago. So yeah, that's the really bogus part. The part with where you guys don't get awakened weapons is kind of understandable because that at least that aligns with the update order they had in Korea. Man, this is really hard to do while grinding since I have to keep up the pace and read and answer questions at the same time. Good thing I'm in Valkyrie, which is basically forced to stand still for a moment. Iframe, invincibility frame taken away. Haven't heard of anything within that regard. Let's see. May 26th. Just some changes with the quick slot, how roids can use quick slot skills. May 19th. No update at all. Uh, May 12. Also no change. And if they really did remove a invulnerability frame they had previously, then I definitely would have heard it from one of my guild members. So I don't think that's the case. Oh shit. Gonna be fun being face rolled by mobs. Yeah, but that's as I said earlier, that's going to be largely due to you guys don't not having 16 plus over 16 plus gears yet. Because like so in the case of the Korean server, it was completely possible for players to grind in Valencia even without their awakened weapons. It was the only issue was that it wasn't really viable because each monster took so long to take down. But yeah, at least it was possible because we've had high enhanced, high enchanted gear. By the way, is there any news on when they plan to update 16 plus gear in North America and Europe? Before I try to get an answer for that, I might as well look over the other chats. They wanted us to wait till... Ah, so they want to update all awakened weapons at once. I mean, that decision itself I support because having one awakened weapons updated for one character at a time is really crappy for characters who still don't have their awakened weapons. What I can't understand is why they just are simply refusing to update the plus gear yet. Excuse me for a second. Okay, feel much better now. Wait. 4 months for 2 classes. Okay, so at least that means they are positive they can update the wizard and witch within 4 months, because they've mentioned in the players and developer conference that witch and wizard was planned to be before ninja and kunoichi, but they were having trouble with implementing the new golems for the awakened weapons on wizard and witch. Are level 60s common in Korea? Uh, really, this is a difficult question to answer, because it's hard to define what common is. But I can say that it's no longer a rare sight. Level 60 has pretty much become commonplace for PvP guilds, and 59 is the norm. But of course, for scrub guilds like mine, level 58 is still in a strong position, a somewhat strong position at least. Do you see full plate armor like Baron armor for coming to Valkyrie now that she has awakened weapon? Uh, Honestly, I don't think so, because I mean, just look at Ensla over here. I think they've made it pretty clear that they're not going to go with the same route that the warriors are going with when it comes to armor design. And just look, the closest Valkyrie. Let me just take care of this this group first. The closest that the Valkyrie can get to plate armor. By the way, this is one of the recently updated sets. Pretty underwhelming in my opinion. Yeah, so anyway, where did you come from? What the? So yeah, the closest they have to anything that's plate armor is the AFKalmighty. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing this right. Even this has a lot of exposed skin, and maybe the Cleed. Also, you really can't call it a plate armor with how her lower body is unprotected. I'm just going to go over to the next group and pause grinding for nice. So what I've just got is a shard of a black. What was it again? Black spirit talon or claw. This was pre-tested during spring this year. They just had NPCs sell it temporarily. So what you can do is you can gather 3 of these and you'll be able to create a Black Spirit's claw, which can be used to give a socket for your cash outfit. And on that socket you can put in a 2+2 movement speed gem, but this gem can only be created by melting a outfit which you've created through the outfit exchange coupon, which is also a cash item. So yeah, it's like, so basically you have to buy a cash item from the auction house or use cash yourself if you want to utilize this item. But if you do, then you get an extra 2+2 movement speed. Okay, now I finally remember what I've been forgetting. It's about skill awakening, not awakened skills. Skill awakening, which you guys currently also have, but I'll explain that while I continue grinding. For now, let's just go back to the questions I have on chat. There is any hope for warriors and Valkyries on awakenings? Well, yeah, there is. I mean, warriors and Valkyries do have their certain roles in large-scale battles. I think I've mentioned this before, but with all the crowd control skills going on, you really need to have someone to rely on who has like constant super armor to charge into the fray and spam their super armor skills, and that is when you rely on warriors and giants. Valkyries are more of a supporting melee character, but their Wave of Light skill, which is the gathering skill that I've been using, is a huge advantage in Guild Wars. One of our first level 58s on North America was a Valkyrie. I mean, that is amazing considering that your soft cap is at level 56 right now. Biggest problem we have is that some classes like the Warrior got the Awakening CC nerfs and so on already, but don't have the weapon. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, basically, the game as you guys receive it right now is suited to help rangers the most because they don't rely on CC. Yeah, I fed my pets before I started this stream, but also no 16 plus. Yeah, I mean this here is what I see as the biggest problem in North America and Europe right now. I mean, I just can't understand. I can't even think of any reason why they would just keep on delaying this update. Okay, so you're getting it when the Valencia comes out, but even then the problem is that it's still going to take time for people to get to like 17 plus or 18 plus because that's the level of gear you want if you want to go to Valencia. 16 plus gear is just not going to cut it. the original platform Awakenings. Then released Ninja and Kunoichi in July and with the Awakenings. Okay, yeah, that's weird. Could you show the Mewa Awakening costume? Okay, I'll do that in just a second. Did you say that Valkyrie was a Miri fist-to-fist type? Well, I kinda changed what I said within during that video, so that's not really applicable. 55 is actually the soft cap right now. Okay. Because in the Korean server they increased the soft cap from 55 to 56 during media. Forced to 18 plus with the 20 plus cap though? I don't understand. So is it because that's something that doesn't exist in the Korean server? So are you saying that you can use several black shards to force enchant to 18 plus? But anyway, even if that is the case, it will still require some time for you guys to gather the required materials, because those things definitely don't drop dimes a dozen. Oh, and almost forgot the Mewa Awakened costume. Let's see. Oh, where the heck did you appear from? Yeah, I hope that was enough. So anyway, so what I was trying to say earlier, one of these things, well, it's not really a patch note, but they've just mentioned it in the patch note that they're going to rework how a skill awakening works. So the basic heist of it is that instead of making skill awakenings get random attributes, players will be able to choose which attributes they want, and oh, don't go cheering over this. This is crappy gem. It's hard enough to sell it. So anyway, so players will now be able to choose 2 attributes that they want for each skill when they awaken their skill. And seeing how they also mentioned that the new skill awakening is going to use a certain quote certain material, I'm guessing that it's no longer going to use memory shards for skill awakenings, and that they're going to implement a new kind of material for that. I mean, like, yeah, that's at least what I think. So based on how they explained how they're going to change the skill awakening system on the patch notes, people have been commenting that it sounds very similar to how the skill runes in Diablo 3 works. I kind of agree with that. That's how it sounds like. So anyway, that means that we no longer have to be in a hurry to get the skill awakening we want, since it's going to change anyway. So to reiterate what I said, they're going to change the skill awakening system so that you'll be able to choose 2 attributes from the list for which kind of awakenings you want for your skill. And because of that, they halted the sales of cash items related with skill awakening. So yeah, that's why they mentioned it during the patch notes. Good thing I remember that, because that's probably the most significant thing I've had to say during this stream. Okay. Problem with the Force though is that you lose a set amount of durability each time. 14 to 15, it was 100 durability. Okay, 100 durability is going to be costly for, especially for boss gear. Okay, so we can gather the shards now currently for the stones for 20. We can't make them. Okay, so you guys are already stocked up on shards now. Okay, got that. I knew there was something off in the Korean experience compared to, yeah. So the level curve has been continuously decreased over time ever since the Valencia update. This has been a steady course, so I expect it to be the same in the Western servers as well. Now, how enjoyable was her awakening skills? Well, personally, I enjoyed the Mehua Awaken skills a lot, but I've been hearing a lot of complaints that it's weak. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but I really don't know enough to make judgment on that matter. Can you show the Garvey costume on Warrior on Cash Shop? Let's see. That shouldn't be a problem. Too bad. There's no visor option in the Cash Shop. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen this helmet with the visor off. I don't think there is an option for it at all. Although I really can't be sure on that, so don't quote me on that. Okay, there it is. Okay, so as I said at the start of the stream, my 1 hour is up. I think that's enough for today. So any last question, guys? I'm going to be closing stream in a few moments. Get my daily experience buff. Okay, if that is all, that'll be it for today's stream. Thanks for watching. Of course, I'll remember to feed my pets. Okay, closing down stream. Uh, Cash up and move durability slider. Oh well, seeing how revealing this costume is already, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. So the cape kind of gets shorter. You lose a few feathers on your mini skirt. The stockings get kind of torn, and a small portion of the scales go missing on her left. Okay then, if that's it, I'll be closing stream.